Elena knows me. She has seen me there somewhere. I'm talking from the Northampton campus today. I'm interested in this advanced HE application. I'm already fellow of Higher Education Academy, but I think we are all moving towards HE application process. So I just want to know what the process is.
Thank you. Okay, Rukayat, could you please do the same?
Hello, everyone. Good morning. My name is Rukayat Sanya Dini, and I'm a health and social care lecturer here in Northampton. Thank you.
Honor, please.
Hello, my name's Honor Pacey. I am based at the Northampton campus. I am programme lead for business management for NCG.
And
welcome our new lecturers.
Oh, welcome. Thank you. Honor, do you have any advanced HE application in the past, or are you interested in one now? I know Rukayat is interested in one now, but for the others, please precise it when you introduce yourself. Dr. Pandya already said it. Go ahead, please.
Yes, so for myself, I've gone through the process of Associate Fellow and Fellow. My application for Senior Fellow was unfortunately put on hold because my previous institution I was leaving and they had a backlog, so it wasn't approved in time. Currently, I have applied for Principal, but we've been in discussion with Karen Taylor and she feels it's the best approach to go to Senior and then Principal. So yes, I totally agree. So my application for Senior is in the pipeline. I'm just revising it and we'll be submitting it hopefully in the next few weeks.
You're very active. Welcome. Sarah?
Good morning, all. My name is Sarah. I'm based on Northampton. I'm working for 13 years as a teacher now, lecturer actually. And currently I'm taking classes for NCG as well as CCCU. And I'm looking forward for FHA application. Thank you.
Thank you. Glory, briefly, please.
Morning, everyone. My name is Glory. I'm an ESL Business Management lecturer based in Northampton, and I'm happy to be here because I want to be. I'll be applying for the HE. Thank you.
Thank you. And Shahbaz Banu.
Hello, all. Good morning. I'm Shahbaz. I've been working with ASL since last June, so basically from Northampton. So looking forward for making an HE application. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mohammed Osman. Oh, we've met Mohammed Osman. You remember?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, good morning. Morning, everyone. So I'm from Manchester campus and I'm new to this field, so I'm transitioning my career. And so I'm looking for the associate fellowship lecture, so that's why I'm here today. And nice meeting you all, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you, Mohammed. And then we have Miet, Sue. Miet.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry, I'm on the train. So I am from Leeds campus and I've been teaching for like 5-6 years. So I'm also looking forward to HE. I hope you can hear me. I'm sorry.
Okay, could you please also activate your cameras if you have one? And
I'm on the train, so I'll do it later. Sorry.
Okay, that's fine. No worries.
Hello, good morning. My name is Tinola. It's lovely to see you all. Lovely to see you all. So my name is Tinola. I am based in the Canary Wharf campus and possibly very soon I'll be moving to Northampton campus. Possibly. Yeah. So I am currently teaching one of the modules in communication for professionals in the Canary Wharf campus. My FHEA is currently in view, so I'm looking to submit that by next week or hopefully before the end of the month. So yes, but I'm applying with my full-time work job in my other university. So it's amazing to be here and to meet all of you, and I hope to continue to work with you all in the future.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to see your big smile. So that's lovely. That's lovely.
Right.
Saira, have you spoken? Sorry.
Yes, I've done.
Okay. And Sue and Hugh, I think if it's the good pronunciation, otherwise please correct me.
Hi everyone. I'm Hugh. You can call me Daniel, by the way. I'm based in Northampton. I'm currently teaching for CCCU and BSU for the business management and accounting and finance. And I'm looking for the FHEA Associate Fellowship. So it's really excited to get there and nice to meet you all.
Thank you. I had the pleasure also to meet you before and work with you.
I know.
That's really a pleasure. Okay, so let's have a brief introduction of the process. So have you started your applications? This is a good question to start with. I know Anna is almost submitting, so submission phase. For the others, could you please put your hands, because I don't see you all together. I need to see the automatic hand rise if you want to speak. So if you have started or you want to start and you have some questions, yes, please, Tinua.
Yes, I have started my application. I was a little bit delayed with the application because I was working on the previous framework, but then now the whole framework has changed. I'm having to restart that, but I'm almost complete with that. So, like I said earlier, I'll be looking to submit that by the end of the month. So, yes, I have started.
Okay, thank you. Ona, how did you find the application? Can you give us a summary of your experience, please?
Yeah, so again, I'm the same as Tinola. It was previously written in the previous format. And then KV, you're on your mic, my lovely. See if,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, somebody's muted him. So yeah, just trying to map and ensure that it's actually condensed down. I think previously I'd required 3 case studies. I'm now only focusing on 2, so that's a tick box because I'm hoping to progress that one with my principal application. So yes, I'm just working through acknowledging your. Somebody's sharing their screen and we can see emails coming in. Is that Elena, my lovely?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening to you. I'm just
So just looking at references, seeing what the requirements are. Previously, we were encouraged to outreach to perhaps outside of our own institution, but I don't think that's the case anymore. I feel it's a little bit more streamlined. Tinola, what's your approach? What did you find? Did you think it was a simpler process?
I think it's a lot more straightforward for me compared to the previous one. It's a lot more research based as well, which is something I enjoy, reading a lot of theories and how to apply them. So yes, I think it's a lot more straightforward. Yes, for me this time.
Thank you. And we have someone else who wants to speak.
Yeah, that's me, Elena Sarah.
Yes,
I have
please.
started my application as well last December with the previous framework, and now I have to rework a little bit. But the doubt I have is whether we can apply as accredited or we have to submit it as a direct application. How we need to do it?
Okay. Anyone has the answer to this question? Anna?
No, I don't as yet. Unfortunately, I wasn't available for the meeting with Luke. I've watched the recording back. I haven't got to the point of application. I understood ESL had formed a partnership, and from the documents that I've read, we can do a direct entry with no fee, which I thought I then had heard a snippet of information was that ESL was we would fund it, but if the application was successful, ESL would refund us back. I haven't approached anybody yet just to get clarification of that. Luke Malone, I think, would be the person to ask. Elena, would that be correct?
Okay,
yeah,
so
I have asked Luke. He doesn't still know about it, so he referred me back to Ian, and Ian and I will have a meeting today to clarify all these details, because Ian is still discussing this with others. As you know, budgeting is a big matter. Hopefully we'll have the best options. This is what we're hoping. As you know, also to introduce the Center to every one of you, the Center for Academic Practice Development for the moment didn't have the launch official where we have people invited, the partners invited to present all the activities. The structure has been set before we have the members in. We have regular members, and normally I am the co-founder with Professor Ian. I'm taking care of daily operations of the center, while Professor Ian has the ideation, so the idea in the back of it, and also supporting us in the whole process. So we have proposed a plan and a structure now that we have started the activity. And as you know, I said this many times, you remember, once we start producing, we will have the chance to know what to do exactly with the center. And this is happening, hopefully. So normally we'll have the official launch the 3rd week of June, if this is approved. So this is in the process of approval by the top managers. The regular members will have very specific tasks that we are going to discuss together with the members, and who is taking this task, and this will affect their teaching hours and other activities within our institution. So we'll see what to do next, but for the moment, CAPD is working on different paths, and the main ones we called it, so there was a poll and people voted for EmpowerMe, and EmpowerMe is a 3-path way. So we have new lectures inductions, which is part of their CPD, mainly new who didn't have any experience or barely any experience in a UK institution. We'd like to introduce the UK regulations, ESL regulations, and understanding, and what we need exactly to reinforce in teaching and learning. By the way, the center is about the practice, the academic practice. So it's the teaching, learning, research, but it's all about the practice. And then the second thing EmpowerMe project is doing is the general CPD for all lectures, and we'll have an automatic system where you register what you have done. If you want to grow in your career and you prove it with a certificate, and ESL takes it seriously, I mean, we take everything seriously, but I say back it with your activity, academic activity, is CPD. If you are new to teaching and you are associate lecturer, the process of induction, which will go through the first 6 months up to the first year of your teaching in ESL, will help you shadowing, having a mentor, having a whole process, meetings, inductions, sessions with me, and a report at the end by your mentor, who is going to support you to become full lecturer, not only associate lecturer. The third part of CAPD EmpowerMe project is supporting our academics in your advanced HE applications and any research in general, and this is going to be our endeavor. How are we supporting you? So we'll have, first of all, introduction to the system, advanced HE in general, will then help you choose your right one. Then we will support before the submission, proofreading, let's say, your applications, giving you support. The workshops will show you exactly examples of what you should use and answer in your application. So it is leading, supporting, guiding, but it's internal one, because we have the advanced HE support externally. So if you allow me now, I'm going to carry on with the presentation. If you have anything to add, any insights on Pandia, Saira, anyone wants to say anything? Okay, so at this point, I'd like you to use the chat if you have also any questions, or raise your hand and interrupt the flow of ideas. Okay, everyone? Yeah? Okay, so we'll make the maximum of this session. Thank you, Anna. We'll try to, first of all, welcome to the presentation on how to pass a UK Advanced HA application. The overview of the Advanced HE organization and its significance in higher education is part of this presentation. So that's one of the goals of this presentation. So as you can see here, the overview of the Advanced HE organization and its significance in higher education. As an introduction, we can talk about how it is globally recognized. So your application, once you get the title, it is internationally recognized as Advanced HE is also globally recognized as an institution, independent, non-profit. So it supports our higher education professionals in enhancing qualities and impact of teaching, learning, and leadership. So I'm taking care in CAPD of teaching, learning, and more. Let's say also research and other parts. But leadership, it's James Lacombe, who is partnership manager, who is specialized in leadership in our institution. So as you remember, he has organized a workshop, a day workshop, beginning of April, I think, where he held this leadership, how to say, workshop for our academics. So yeah, we are combining all the efforts, but Advanced HE is both. So we can combine next time some of our trainings and presentation can be also with James. So core mission and objectives, I think all of you have some idea about it. So Anna, for example, what do you think about the core mission and objectives in general of Advanced HE?
So looking at the core mission and objectives, I quite like the fact that we have got really good guidance on, and I can't think what they're called. Sorry, I'll introduce myself again to everybody. I'm a unique academic because I am dyslexic and I can't do quick recalls of acronyms. But there is a diagram for us to follow. It highlights what our skills and strengths are. So looking, thank you, Elena, for sharing that, enhancing teaching and learning. For me, what it helped when I started as AF, Associate Fellow, it helped me identify the practices that I was observing in the classroom actually had theory to scaffold it, but also it led me onto my research on how I could develop my knowledge further, but also my skills. So I quite enjoyed that sort of mix with it all. The leadership development allowed me to identify what my career pathway could progress to. And obviously we all need to consider EDI. So looking at how me being unique, learning how I related to my students and how perhaps my presentation style was adapted so that I considered those that had educational special needs. So for example, autism and all of the dyslexia and those sorts of elements. But also particularly focusing on students that perhaps don't have English as their first language and how I could support them, particularly my core subject group is accounting and finance, thinking about the terminology, so and how we could create glossaries to support that.
Thank you, Anna. So this is just a brief introduction to the core, as you have said, mission and objectives of Advanced HE. This is an acclaimed organization worldwide. Whatever you get as a title from Advanced HE, you are going to use it anywhere in the world. So Pandya, how did you find it as an application? The higher education, was it the Higher Education Academy or a new recent one with the advanced HE? You're muted, sorry.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I started off with what was initially called the Institute of Learning and Teaching, which was, I'm talking about 2000, 2001. And
Okay.
when I became member of that, well, I think I was a founding member of that. And then that turned into or was changed into Higher Education Academy. Yeah, I think it was 2004, 2005. And ever since then, I've been a member, or I've been a fellow of Higher Education Academy. I have looked at working along to move to senior fellowship, but where I was prior to ESL, they didn't help much. So I'm hoping that I can do that easily. Now, looking at the process, where I was at Sheffield Hallam University, once you did your postgraduate certificate in education, teaching and learning in higher education, that was the basis for which you can apply for fellowship of higher education. Okay. Now, for people who did not have that, they had to have a experience in lieu for that. But because I started off as a founder member, and I didn't have any problem with the application. This was done years, as I said, 2006, 2007.
Okay, thank you very much. I saw some people, other people joining. So if you have anything to add, please help us. Just putting your hands up, that would be very, very supportive, because I don't see all the faces while I'm presenting. Sorry about that. I can see other people here joining. Yeah, I can see Rahat. Hi, hello, Rahat. Welcome to join us.
Thank you, Elena. How are you doing? And how's everyone?
Good, thank you.
Can you introduce yourself briefly, please? 30 seconds to the team, and then we'll have in this brief introduction, could you tell us about your experience with advanced HE and whether you had a previous application?
Sure. Rahat Kazmi, based in Holborn, senior lecturer, and I'm in business. My specialties are project management, leadership, and accounting. I've been interested to complete senior fellowship, but we've not been able to do that due to other commitments. And I'd like to do that this year, hopefully. And I think I know the process. I've done lots of research. I just matter of putting it together. And so I have some question from Elena about how can ESL support us in terms of fees and everything. So I think many of the time we can answer that. And so guys, hopefully this year I'd like to complete senior fellowship. Anyone needs help, anyone wants to coordinate with me, please talk to me if you're doing senior fellowship and we can work together. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahat. So I had also a question from Pandya. As we are members, officially members with Advanced HE, if you go just on Google and you click on the website, then you log in using your Elizabeth of London email and login, so password. Normally, everyone has done this. You are connected automatically to the applications and everything, all the details. Okay, so this is regarding where and how you can do that. Yes, Andrea?
Right, thank you.
Can you put your camera on, please?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you. My name is Dr. Andrea. I'm a design scientist, and I used to teach in Reading before here. I have a bad experience with Advanced C, but my question is not about that. My question about when I just apply for them. Is there like when I use like ESL as a member, is there like a discount, or is there like or we have to pay it like individually, or?
Okay, so for this question, in the start, I have said it, that we have a meeting today with the managing directors to clarify this specifically. So I can't really answer this question. What I can say for the moment, it's possible to apply and ask for a refund whenever you're successful, but this is not enough. So we're trying to get more. So we're asking for more. When hopefully today it's only Ian. I have tried with other people to know, not above Ian. I mean, people in our hierarchy lower than Ian, and everyone is referring to him. So I organized a meeting today, and he is going to meet me later, so he's available for this. The question was clear. I sent it also by email. So I said I need to know more about where the debate, the discussion about finances is reaching. Anyway.
And do you know how many references they want? Because they only asked for one reference, didn't ask for 2 references. I remember 4 years ago, they usually take 2 references and sometimes 3 references.
Yes.
That's 2002, maybe 2001, like that time. Yeah.
Okay, Andrea. So normally depends on the fellowship you're applying for. So in a senior fellowship case, it's different. So you'll see that the application requires a different process. Honor, you have applied for this senior fellowship. What is it asking you?
Yes, so for senior fellowship, I can get my application form here. Just bear with me, sorry. It is asking for us to have 2 case studies, and then we contribute a context statement and also a reflective narrative.
Reflective narrative.
Yeah, and obviously supported with a reference list.
Okay. So what are your case studies, Honor? Could you let us know?
So my case studies, the first title is Case Study Illustrating My Impact and Influence on the Learning and Teaching Practices of Others. I actually adopted active blended learning at our institution, and I had 2 mentees that I guided through that process. So that's the first case study. There's a couple of theories and everything that I linked it to on that one. And then my second case study was a case study of a minimum of 2 instances of engagement in effective support and mentoring of others through peer-to-peer review of teaching. So my case study, I had the previous mentees were new to teaching. My case study on this was advanced lecturers who I was supporting, and we were looking at technology that we were to improve our delivery, our style of delivery. So through, again, active blended learning. And observing, we held a virtual classroom. Again, I was the first to adopt that in Northampton back in 2019. So again, that is my next case study.
Okay, thank you. So normally we're moving with understanding advanced HE. So we're going to explain the different programs and services offered by Advanced HE, including recognition schemes, professional development opportunities, and research initiatives. So this is going to be part of our plan. Then we are going to explore the different plans and their requirements. So Andrea will be covering that part. It is advanced in our presentation. Okay, so far, I'd like to hear from you what you think about what is your understanding of Advanced HE? What is it going to do in your life? How important is this in your career? Andrea, what do you think?
Basically, I already have a teaching certification from Reading. I already enrolled in PGC programs as well. So the advanced HE or the program is another recognized certification. And sometimes some universities, they don't understand certain, there's lots of teaching certification, and each one has a different measure and weight. And sometimes some university or some individual HR, they don't understand these kind of teaching certification. So when you equivalent with a global...
Excuse me, Andrea, excuse me to interrupt. We need just the answer to this because we don't have really enough time because we're recording and we need to cover these details in our recording. So what's your understanding?
Yeah, that's basically, it will be equivalent to a global recognized institute and will be more recognizable than other teaching certification that's sometimes not really recognizable by other institutes or other individuals.
Yeah, well said. So to me, for example, when I proposed this in CAPD, the Center for Academic Practice Development, and this project, EmpowerMe, for our lecturers and academics, I was thinking always in terms of advanced HE as first of all, it's HE, and it is an advanced certificate where you show your expertise as if you are submitting your own defense. While cert, and other certificates are more into the practice, the daily practice of the teaching. So this one is more summative, more recognized, more HE. The others can go into the details of teaching that can be applicable to any level, even secondary school. Myself, I have my PGCE and my advanced HE, but it was called Fellow by Higher Education Academy from the University of Essex in 2015. I'm always confused because I have published my first book and had the fellowship, and sometimes I give the date in the wrong way. So I confuse the dates. But it was Advanced Higher Education Academy, Pandya. This is what you knew, and you've been regular member and founding figure in this institution. It changes the way you perceive your teaching. It is more regulatory and and gives you a better dimension when you speak about your academic and professional work. So this is very helpful and is recognized by everyone, and many universities need these titles to hire any lecturer. At the same time, for our OFS application, it is really highly regarded if you have some title from advanced HE programs. And now we're moving to the explanation. So here we have different fellowships, recognition schemes. So we have Associate Fellow, AFHEA, for early career academics or those with teaching responsibilities. It recognizes effective practice in higher education teaching and support. For fellowship, the one I have got, and you also, Pandya, for individuals with a substantive role in teaching or support in learning, it acknowledges thorough understanding of effective approaches to teaching and learning support. So you see, the approaches to teaching is one of the things I have working on in CAPD. So one of the workshops was dedicated to theories of teaching and student types of students' learning styles and needs. So this is very supportive to this application. That day I said it when I had the workshop in Northampton and Leicester, I said we need to back our applications with approaches, with theories. And this is what Anna has just confirmed now in your lovely intervention. Senior Fellowship, SFHEA, for experienced staff who had can demonstrate leadership and a sustained record of effectiveness in teaching and learning. So it's still within the leadership and teaching at the same time. So program leaders, module leaders, you have the leadership and you have the teaching and learning. So at the same time, still you need also to show this effectiveness, backing it with approaches and theories, which will be another session. Maybe next week I'll have to go again and cover the approaches, because this is the terminology that you can use in your applications. It's not an explanatory way, but it is more backed by the practice, the experience, what you do on a daily basis in your teaching, and also what theories you're referring to, what approaches you're using. So this is fundamental and crucial in passing your application. So now the last one is a Principal Fellowship, PFHEA, for highly experienced professionals who can demonstrate a sustained and effective record of impact at a strategic level. And here we talk about managers. So any questions so far? Or any insights, any confirmations? Okay, lovely. So professional development opportunities still within the advanced HE. We have trainings and workshops, teaching and learning enhancement programs. Sorry for some American spelling here. Workshops and course focused on improving teaching practice. We need to focus on to show even in our applications, and also these trainings will help us improve our practice. Okay, so on the one hand, we improve our practice, we will be more successful in our practice. On the other hand, our applications will give recognition to what we are doing. So learning what to do is not only learning, because I have also senior lecturers. You know what you're doing, but sometimes, Pandia, as you know, sometimes people are amazing lecturers, but they don't know the theories. They don't know what they are doing in terms of the pedagogical way of explaining it, but they are doing it. So this is what we are all doing, hopefully. We want just to put it in a frame, in a pedagogical frame, in wording, which is based on the higher education terminology. Leadership development programs targeted at current and aspiring leaders. So you see, it's between teaching and leading. There is it covers some things or areas such as strategic planning. How do you plan? Change management. What do you adopt, or how do you adapt to meet student needs, meet emergencies, meet problems and issues, and solve them? And team leadership. Why is team leadership different from change management and strategic planning? Rahat.
Sorry, can you repeat the question again?
So the question, so you see in point 2 here, we're talking about leadership development programs, and it covers areas such as strategic planning, change management, and team leadership. Why is team leadership different from strategic planning and change management? How is it different?
Yeah, I would say we can't really change anything until the team is on board. Everybody has to be part of the process. So when we have any strategic planning and change management has been designed, what we're going to change, the team should be on board. Team should be aware of exactly what tasks they should be doing. Everyone has its own task to do, and then they can complete, in essence. So if team is not on board and the team is not coordinated with every single planning process, then I think change management will not complete. So for change management, I always, talk about one expression. They usually say, "Have you ever boiled a frog?" So boiling a frog basically means it doesn't mean you would need to boil a frog, but basically when we put a frog into boiling water, it jumps out straight away. But if you put a frog into cold water and start warming the water, it will not make any effort to leave its comfort zone. It'll stay inside until water will warm up, then it'll boil, and then frog will die inside, but will not leave. So I think any change process, it has to be steady and it has to be smooth. It has to be slow and steady. We can't make changes all of a sudden. So if we have team working with us step by step, then we can go through process of strategic planning and change management as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Any comments on Rahat's explanation or further comments? We have Eric here. Do you have an explanation for team leadership? How is this professional development opportunity by applying to advanced high HE is going to boost your skills in team leadership? Yes, Andrea, sorry.
Yeah, basically the most important, we need to segregate from two important things, experience and knowledge, because team leadership requires a knowledge rather than experience, because everybody can lead a team, but we require the knowledge to lead a team in a collaboration using a method being tested, designed, and these methods being showing an outcome. That's one thing in the leadership.
Okay.
We don't want, yeah.
Thank you. So in team leadership, you say that there is this debate between knowledge and experience, and you see that one is more important than the other. Anna, can you comment on this?
Yeah, I quite like the idea that it highlights aspiring leaders. So when we're going through this process, and I think this is why OFS and other metrics that universities and teaching establishments encourage us to look at, is so that we can look in-house and look internally at the development of our own workforce and how we can assist with the development of leadership skills, which is exactly what we're doing at ESL.
Fantastic. Yes. So in terms of, I agree, of course, and thank you very much, all of you. So team leadership is enhanced also by getting more knowledge towards the aims and the targets of our regulators in HE. So if we know what we are expected to give to our students, as leaders of a team, we know who is best in what and divide these roles, expect also these aspects to be developed by our teams, know the capacities of our teams and improve them, empower our team members. So leadership, it's not only giving advice, it's mainly empowering the team. And this is exactly what Anna is saying. By ESL is doing this, is empowering our team. Getting these certificates will empower you by knowledge and also title. This is more or less what we understand. So someone wanted to speak? Andrea, again?
Yeah, which basically, that's the first part. The second part, what I'm saying, we are as a practitioner now. We worked as a scholar, and I'm working as a practitioner. The difference here, the practitioner don't have time to read a research, to read a new study, and therefore, where we get the knowledge, the only knowledge we get through collaboration and through practice, and this practice could be, even if it provides a positive outcome, could not be a perfect, we cannot generalize it in somehow. And that's why we need to think of time where practitioners having a time to read an article, as we're doing in Reading, to research and things to do certain outcome to gain the knowledge, so they can reflect it on his practice. Otherwise, we're going to keep to use the same what we have in our resource or our memories or whatever we have. It's anchored in our head. Yeah, that's the thing.
Thank you, Andrea. So, okay, now we'll move on with our slides. And thank you for the chats. Anna, you've been actively answering in the chat. So could you please continue to do so? I focus on the presentation, but I'll come back to those questions. They are really feedback to me. Continue to be active in the chat because I know what more question I can answer in the future, what I can include in my presentations. As you know, we didn't meet about this. We had someone talking from Advanced HE, and since then we didn't have a meeting, internal meeting to cover this important step in our careers and our institution. So this is why I'm here, and I'm going to tailor everything around these needs next times. So subject-specific programs specialize training for specific academic disciplines to address unique challenges and best practices. As you can see, this is to address specific disciplines. How can this application help us understand our own disciplines and address the issues effectively? Let me have someone from the team. Saira, do you have an answer? Durdana next, and who can be next? Let's see for now. Yeah, we have Zaman. Oh, Dr. Zaman, welcome to join us. Welcome. Okay. Saira, you're there? Go ahead, and then we'll have Durdana, if it's possible. Otherwise, Zaman straight away. Go ahead.
Yeah, regarding the subject-specific training programs, I believe, like, the senior people like your honor, if you can advise us, like, which programs we need to go through, any specific courses which we can look into. So some of the courses which we can do in our free times, like, Pearson, BTech programs, or something like that. Assessment. So if you can give a good insight on that, so we can do that in our own free time, that will be great.
Thank you. Can you add this to the chat, please, so I have a trace of everything later?
Yeah, sure.
Can you write it down? Thank you.
Yeah,
So
yeah, sure.
any insight, I need it in the chat because now I'm speaking, and as you know, when you speak, you don't record everything, but I'll go back to the chat and I'll do my maximum to answer all the questions. Zaman, hello. Can you activate your camera, please?
Elena. Good morning. How are you?
We are all fine. We are here gathering internally to see what to do for our applications, for our applicants, encouraging each other, learning from each other. So please contribute and kindly activate your camera. We want to see you live.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your brilliant effort for activity, contributing in the FHEA, senior FHE application processes and helping all of our academics. The way you are doing, it's really helpful, I believe, especially the arrangement with the FHEA team, advanced HE team. They're really contributing. And I really very much interested to hear from them. I really feeling very eagerly waiting how they can process, how they can explain the whole process so that it will be very much helpful for all of us. So this is one thing from my side, my request. And also the point that you mentioned is really brilliant. It can help all aspects. You mean the question, Elena?
It's okay. It's fine.
Can you just Yeah, can you just
Yeah,
concentrate?
you don't have to. It's fine. We'll move on. And the question was about how can our applications help us and support us in our specific disciplines. So, as we know, we are many disciplines and many programs and many specializations. So, how can this
Oh, Elena, you have frozen, so I'll just pick up the conversation. I can actually contribute with subject-specific programs. So as I said, accounting and finance is my core subject. And Elena, are you back with us now? You'd frozen for a very short time.
Yeah.
I thought I'd just fill in on the subject-specific programs. So currently, I'm programming in for NCG, looking at producing an online TCA for the accounting module. Quite a unique situation because we have 3 campuses that we're delivering. We've formed a team. Again, we've just come together, pulling resources from ESL. So we've got one of the academic managers and also the appointed module lead. And 3 of us have been collaborating, working on almost an hourly basis to get this task completed. And in doing so, we have identified some skill gaps with ourselves, areas of concern with the technology that we're using, and how we can then look at, in the interim period, research of other experiences, so reflecting on other practices, understanding sort of other methodology that has been used previously, and then we can improve our skill set and how we will then adapt our teaching style or addressing this the issues with our TCA, and then developing our skills. So just in that situation, I can create a case study from it, and that will support my HEA advanced HE application. So without having advanced HE to sort of encourage us to focus on case study production, we perhaps would have just brushed that aside, said that was an experience, and not perhaps deepened our research knowledge and documented it. Yeah, so that's why I think it's important for us to look at our CPD.
Thank you. So also to answer, thank you very much. So of course I say thank you, but I confirm what you are saying. Normally, if you know me from other trainings and workshops, if there is anything to rectify or develop or show another insight, I would say it. If I say only thank you, it's just recognition and gratefulness, but means also I also agree. Dr. Zaman, so anyone who is advanced in their career of teaching would normally apply for the senior application, so not the senior fellowship, instead of the fellow. Okay, so fellow is a mid position in your experience. Associate fellow is is someone who started teaching, first years of teaching, qualified, but the qualification is how to say, somehow is in the beginning of the practice, because what we want to highlight is advanced HE applications are about the practice, your understanding, your approaches. You are an author or an authority in your field, and you want to say how you're using it. We're all higher education academics. This means that our approach towards teaching is backed by theories, by approaches of teaching, and things that are using, we need to use technical terms, pedagogical terms. So for advanced people like you, Dr. Zaman, it is senior fellowship straight away. In this case, as I said, and as Anna is applying, it's a case study thing. So you have 2 case studies. You've been contributing in building ESL academia. So in the start, you've been there, Dr. Zaman. So your case study can be how you contributed in the CCCU or any other initial partnership in building up the academic team. And you've been there, so I know this. Case studies, other case studies like program leadership or module leadership, and how you're dealing with all these. There are specific terms to use and theories, ideas to back also with your practice. Okay, so this is in general what is expected from you. This means also, Dr. Zaman, we're going to continue with other workshops and trainings, and it's up to you to attend these sessions, but add them to your CPD too, and take the maximum out of them, so you can show how you're working also within our institution to enhance your academic experience. So this is in general what is expected from everyone. Yes, Thyra?
Just related to this advanced issue application,
Yeah.
like will we be able to get some kind of support, like one-to-one, feedback for our applications, something like that? Before the submission,
Yes, we'll have workshops together. Sorry, if could you repeat the question, because I don't want to misunderstand the question.
No, before the submission of our application, it would be nice, like, if anyone experienced who can review our application as a support,
Yes, yes. As I said, it's the third support, the third kind of support we are giving by EmpowerMe project is to follow you and help you internally, because Advanced HE is offering a lot of support, many videos and workshops, but we're going to do also our internal stuff to support you. And at a certain point, so it's before the submission, the 4th element I'm developing in this project is to talk together to proofread your application. If you want to, contact me, you tell me, can you proofread it? Is there something to improve? I'm not specialized 100% in this, but I have an experience, and my experience was very insightful to me. I am more into teacher training, and because I've trained teachers and assistant teachers, so more or less I know what is the logic behind any application of the kind. And also I had my own application with Higher Education Academy, which was successful in 2015. So this helps me understand more or less thorough research and work on these training. And as you know, when you prepare stuff and you conduct research, with time you become more knowledgeable. This is what I'm doing. Apart from that, the wording, the way you present your arguments, the theories you present, the pedagogical stuff, we can support you in this at a certain point when you, after the 3rd step, which is our workshops together, seeing how to answer specific questions. We'll do these together, but if you're advanced like Honor, you can skip all these, just attend and help and learn, and you can just ask for proofreading. Proofreading doesn't mean correcting, because some of our colleagues and academics think, oh, I don't need you to correct me. It's not correction. It's another insight from the outside. And this is, is part of any research. So before publishing anything, you need people to proofread you. So they say, I see what you are saying, but you're not getting into the argument because it's clear in your head, but it's not as clear in your application. To make it clearer, maybe you need to add this and this and this. This is from my own perspective as another academic, but it doesn't mean it's absolute truth. This is in normal proofreading process. In this process, we have to see together what is expected from you. We know it, and because we have experience, we'll be helping each other, mainly the mentors, myself, to proofread and give our insights to help the success of these applications. Yes.
Just one more question. Is this will be a regular thing like every Monday, or do we have to contact you on a one-to-one basis? How it is?
It's both. So for the moment, it's regular on Mondays, but it will happen a few times that we cancel it or we move it to another time. It's normally fixed this time. If you have time, you walk in, you participate. But recognizing that people are teaching and you don't have enough time, there is the Thursday session, which is meant for new academics. Can also we can also dedicate some time for how to say, for advanced HE in that session. So there are two weekly meetings. We have Thursday and Monday to meet the maximum of our colleagues, to be flexible. And also the other thing is, if you have any question, you can contact me individually. We can have one-to-one meeting. I had a meeting with Muhammad Usman last week because he required it. Rukayat asked for a meeting and I organized it. So whenever you need a conversation with me, you're welcome to contact me on Teams or by email, and we can take it from there. Okay, so online resources, you'll have webinars, e-learning modules, accessible training sessions on various topics related to higher education are available for you already, plus this internal support. So to meet all your questions and needs and move on with your applications. So we'd like also to use this chat as a forum hub to how to say, to ask questions, to communicate with each other. And I am 100% sure of Honor's activity. With the others, please prove it. But Honor is going to answer questions. I'm going to answer questions. Any one of you who sees a question, don't leave it to me. We are all working together on this, help each other. It's like a forum where we have to communicate about advanced HE. If you're writing and you have a doubt, just jot the question in this chat, and who is ever available is going to answer that question for you. Okay? And of course, when I see it, I'll comment, or at least I say yes, yes with my thumb. If I thumb, that answer means take it. I have nothing to add. So hopefully this is going to be really a place where we can share our perplexities or our doubts, so we can support each other. Okay, research initiatives. So I need to ask some of you in general, how do you think that research is going to be to impact your application, means leads to its success? Any answers, please? Research and the application. How is research going to support your application towards success? Yes, Andrea.
So definitely, if we have a case study, we require to do certain research. For example, if I need to do a case study about, for example, pair share, so how I can do that? I need to see how it's worked. There's certain articles talking about, for example, pair share could work, sometimes could say don't work. Where is basically in our environment, how we can generalize. If I need to talk about, for example, English as an additional language, people who speak English as an additional language, there is a different theory. In the past, they said don't use just English. Now there is a research says otherwise. Use their mother language, employ their mother language. So all these research need to be basically, we need to do research to see which ones work so we can benefit from it. And that's what I said, we need time to read, to research, so we gain knowledge rather than just our employer. Thank you.
Thank you. Any more comments, insights? Anna, I'm sure you have an answer. Yes, Durdana, and then we come back to Anna, sorry.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yes,
Hello.
research actually help us. So if I'm making any intervention, I can document it and that can be repeated for the effectiveness. This is where research will help.
Thank you, Durdana. Yes,
Can I
Anna?
just add? Can I just add before Anna
Just
knows she's specialist, but just want to add a little thing here. I was trying to find out exactly what kind of case studies I had to prepare. So I went through maybe 100 case studies of other institutes, of universities, and colleges, and got an idea what kind of case study it should be. And then I made my own plan, what kind of case study I should input from my own experience. I think it does help when we do research and other things. We can get an idea. It can give us a framework or at least a clear path to go forward. Thank you.
thank you. Anna, it's your turn. Thank you, Rahat.
Yeah, Rahat, and for the others, I fully support that because I, again, like you, look at the journals, look at the articles, look at the previous case study and see how, just from their findings, it's a much more efficient way of managing my time as well. I kind of read about somebody, how they've experienced it, and then reflect on that and see whether that perhaps was a unique situation. I know particularly there was a case study over in that they a cohort was the sample cohort. They were based in China. I've had many Chinese students and they're actually different to our home students. So could I apply that same principle to my my home students? And I deemed that I couldn't. I thought Chinese were quite a unique cohort, and my from my findings, it supported my initial reaction. And the fact that, yes, my home students did react differently. So, yeah, it was quite nice to be able to reflect. And that's exactly what advanced HE requires. They need us to identify areas of improvement that could occur. And we need to acknowledge that for our own self-development. And again, advanced HE want us to recognise that. They then want us to evidence how we have developed our own CPD. And then what's come out of the other side, still highlighting that we're all not perfect and how we will continue to have an open mind. And I think, well, I know that advanced HE wish for lecturers and teaching staff to be acknowledged through this fabulous recognised platform, so that those with that mindset can be awarded, you know, and recognised, professionally recognised with the letters after our names, where others that don't have the mindset of reflecting and then improving, you know, fall off the wagon kind of thing, because they just haven't got that recognition in our professional sort of circumstances.
Thank you. This is very lively. When you give your experience, your own approach and experience, that's the insight we want to have here. And thank you for saying recognizing areas of weaknesses are not by any means lowering your level. We are humans. It's impossible to be perfect in everything, to be highly outstanding in everything. What we need to do is be honest about what we know and what we don't know, and say we are improving it. As I said also, in this process, I'm not completely knowledgeable about advanced HE. I'm not working in advanced HE. I'm working in ESL. What I'm doing is exactly what you understood, and thank you very much. Syra also mentioned this. I'm giving support. I'm meeting with you here. I'm gathering information to know, because the system I have applied to as a fellow in Higher Education Academy was completely different. We have skipped the associate fellowship stuff because I was already very experienced. So I was advanced. They didn't need me to go through that. So we did only the fellowship part of the application. And this was possible because we had a representative, a whole office of Higher Education Academy on campus. So the coaches were there. They contact you every 2-3 months. They discuss where you are with the application. They mentor you. They say, well, if you add this and this, if you go forward, you add this detail. My application at that time as a fellow relied a lot on research. Research was shown in all its aspects because it's a research teaching, research-led teaching. I mean by that, all teaching is research informed because you use articles, you use books, you use things you learn from other areas, and also you conduct research to create your material to inform about what you're teaching. However, a research in research-based university, it's not only teaching like in ESL, but also research. You have to publish every year as a lecturer, not every year, every 3 years, you have to publish a minimum of 2 articles. That's compulsory. So in that case, research was very central to my application, where I highlighted how I use the research I have conducted in my articles or the research in my PhD and apply it into teaching. They ask you this question in your application: how is your teaching based on or informed by research-led teaching? You have to give evidence of it, and it's the bulky part. At that time, it was the longest part. So another thing I wanted to add about research, in the future, this is hopeful after OFS application goes very, very well with us and we become a awarding body, the Center for Academic Practice Development is going to also include, it is included already, but research will be part of it. And what you do in your application now can be one of the questions that can lead into a PhD for those who didn't have a PhD. Okay, in your discipline. So you can also focus on how ESL, for example, is applying higher education regulations in the institution, how this process has been implemented through time, and how we are applying to OFS is a case study. All these are case studies that we can include in our research in the future, Anna, and the others. I'm sure we can go to conferences and speak about these insights. We can publish papers about them, so it can be also a PhD. Okay, so this application will enlighten you in your process of growing academically and in your career. Yes, Anna, you wanted to say something, please.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, just to retract a little bit, was to say that I've worked in lots of different industries. I've worked in practice, having my own accountancy practice for 20 years, and lots of other different experiences. When I came to work at an educational institution, the overwhelming support I felt was life-changing. I didn't want to have any other pathway. My understanding that if I'd got something wrong, perhaps my teaching approach was slightly different or it didn't work for that cohort, I'd collaborate within my team, and it wasn't point the finger. Where in industry, those who have experienced it, it would be, well, you've done that wrong, you've done that wrong. In education, what we have is a lovely culture where we say, actually, as the institution, as the colleagues, we haven't supported you sufficiently and we want to help you improve. It isn't cutthroat, it isn't one against another, it is us as a team, and that's what I really welcome here as well at ESL. So we're all working as a team. If there's something, so for example, my current challenge is getting this TCA onto the VLE. The challenges are that we're doing it at a multi-campus, and the module leader has been struggling because of the workload and the demands of this particular module. And it isn't, oh, he's failed. It isn't, oh, look, that they haven't done very well because they haven't hit the deadlines. It's no, let's all pull together, work out what, and from this, like I said, we'll be using case studies. So I like that approach. I like that we all, and again, using advanced HE, that is evidence. We need to evidence that we are all pulling together and working together and supporting each other.
Thank you very much. This is very insightful because we have internal, like any company, like any business, like any institution, sometimes there are internal conflicts and misunderstandings. This is quite normal. Please don't focus on the negative, just focus on what you can do to improve your skills, your practice, and what you can also contribute into this institution. Focus on the students and also what you can get from your CPD. And part of the CPD is this application. So whenever there is something that's not working well, if you admit it, doesn't show you are not good at all. You know many other things, and this area needs a little bit of work or collaboration, or someone else who is very strong into this area will step in and help you. I have a lot of help coming from Anna in the center. So this is what we want. Step in and say something. Hamza and I don't know if you have watched the video, the debate between me and Hamza. I put it even, I shared it with everyone. So it was about the center. It was insightful. The debate has enlightened me towards there is the structure that I have put from the start in the plan and in the paper I have published about the center. It's not read. People aren't reading it. So it's not evident. I understood it from Hamza's debate. So what I did is I took that on board and I said, this is a weakness of my center. I'm going to plan it clearly as a project and submit it to everyone. And this is what I did. So you see, it's sometimes very, very, not sometimes, all of the time, any feedback and uproots you from your tower where you put yourself inside of your head and you work things in your own way. Sometimes you think it's the only way or the only good way because you know it and you're comfortable with it. It doesn't mean it is good for everyone or the right way for everyone. So another insight will help you see what to do and how to improve it. And this is what I wanted to say by proofreading some applications whenever you want, now or in the future. It's just to support each other. Any academic in my life, I've been giving my articles and even my book to be read by someone, not one, more than one. And I have all the insights, and really, believe me, I have learned that not sometimes, all of the time, the proofreading will make it even better. It happens, and mainly with people who have English as a second language or a foreign language. Understanding intricacies of language and how language is the vehicle of your idea. Is it clear enough the way you used it, or you need more? You need to back it and go and revise it. This is very important. So, network and community building. So, membership benefits, or us here together today, institutional membership, as you know, there is discount, there is a lot included, so provides access to a wide range of resources, discounted event participation, and the opportunity to be part of a global community dedicated to improving higher education. Peer networks, facilitates connection among educators, and this is what we are doing today. We are facilitating this networking internally in ESL, this community of practice. We need to exchange knowledge and put it together towards our benefit as a community. Annual conferences, we will definitely have this. Now we're busy with inductions, new intakes growing, then we'll be busy with, still we are very busy, but we'll continue to be busy for longer months with the OFS application. But once this is done, the work of CIPD will result in a conference. We'll have people talking about this experience. Today's experience can be the point you're going, to intervene and present in that conference. So annual conferences, specialized events, workshops, seminars. As you can see, one of them, this training today. And I had a question though before moving on. What's the difference between CPD and PDP? And how is the application? Where could you place the application, your application for advanced HE? Is it CPD or PDP or both? Demonstrate it. So I'd like you to think in these terms. I give you a few minutes, okay, while I'll go grab another coffee and come back here. Please take notes of this. CPD versus PDP, and I'd like you to think in terms of this application, where does it fit? In CPD or PDP? And how this application is going to contribute to the advancement of your career in terms of PDP and CDP. Okay? Yes, did you get the question? Anna, what's the question, please? Could you repeat it to make sure that you got it?
Yep, so we are defining whether looking at applications for advanced HE, what we are going to label as CPD or PDP.
Okay, I'd like to send you all into chat rooms. Would you love to have a group chat in chat rooms for a few minutes about
yes,
CPD
let's do that.
and P? Yes, let's do that. Okay, so we're breaking out into rooms. You'll find yourself in a room. You'll have a discussion about the question CPD and DPD in relation to your advanced HE application. I'll give you 5 minutes to meet and greet and talk. Okay, I might visit you in the rooms, so stick to the plan. So I'm going to assign automatically here. Okay, we're creating the room. Let's hope. Assign participants, 5, 4, yeah, open. Okay, are you in?
I haven't been moved. It says that I'm going to move in 10 seconds. Ah, hold on. I think I can click on something.
Okay, lovely. Okay. Yeah. Hello, welcome back.
Hello,
Welcome
Elena.
back, everyone. Can you see me?
Yes, we
Can
can
you
see
hear
you.
me?
See you and hear you.
Okay, now we had 3 rooms. Thank you very much. Who is going to present their rooms, let's say? Well, have you been discussing what did you reach as a conclusion? Rukayat, you're the first, of course.
Okay, can I go ahead and speak now?
Of course, go ahead.
Okay. Hello everyone again. So basically, in our group, we all agreed on CPDs being kind of tailored towards your, just like the definition, continuous professional development. These are courses, these are programs and things you do which are tailored directly towards your profession or developing in your career. It could be by virtue of your organization. It could be by virtue of you getting extra learning privately. On the other hand, the PDP, which is the personal development plan, doesn't necessarily have to be directly in tandem with your your professional development or your career development. It could be other things. Pardon the noise in my background, please. So it could be related to other things in which you have discovered within yourself that you need to develop on actually creating a plan towards achieving or acquiring this extra knowledge. An example would be something about maybe public speaking. It could be things like time management and other things that are not necessarily directly related to your professional development, but could also help in developing you professionally. Thank you.
It includes everything. So thank you very much for your summary of what you have been talking about and defining these ideas. So any more feedback from other rooms, please? Put your hands, please, so I can up so I can see who is going to speak.
Anna, are you speaking for us or can I go ahead?
No,
Okay, Richard, go ahead.
to you, Richard.
And then Rahat, please. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so with our team, we came to a conclusion that by defining basically what CPD and PDP basically are, and also finding out how they are interrelated, right? We came to that conclusion that with PDP, learning is a lifelong process. You just have to keep on learning because the very day you stop learning, the very day you start dying. So you seek to find out all the things that are important on your life journey that would develop or improve your being towards what you want to become. In this case, you can just conduct a skills gap analysis just to find out the skills that are basically not existent in your career path. So you may include conflict resolution, communication process, basically understanding how to improve, how to manage relationship with people. It could be people management. All of these are basic PDPs. With the CPD, it's basically related to your continuous professional development. In other words, you look at opportunities within your progression within an institution and what are the things that you do to take you to the next level. For example, even the HE that we are saying is situated in that. So these are basically the things that we came through as far as our discussion, myself, Hannah, and Dodana. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. So in this case, we have covered many, many aspects of how CPD and PDP contribute to your growth. I'd like you, Rahat, to say something different in your room, in your discussion. So please be brief and add something that the other colleagues didn't cover. Plus, please highlight on PDP. So I'd like you to focus on PDP as enriched and enhanced by advanced HE application. Thank you.
In our room, basically, what we went through was we decided that PDP and CPD are interlinked. When we're doing CPD, we are really doing PDP at the same time because, of course, personal development plan, we can carry on learning all the way as and when we can, and we can keep improving ourselves. We can refueling our old knowledge because every time when I need to go and teach somebody, I had to learn new skills. If I keep teaching the old skills which I have, and of course, with the time, everything is updated. Even when we tell students, when they write their assignments, we tell them, okay, don't look at books which are written more than 10 years old because then theories have changed and concepts have changed. So similarly, for us as well, we have to keep learning as we go along. So this is part of our PDP. I would say they're very much interlinked. There's not much different thing. I've gone through different things. I could not find too many different. I think CPD is, can also have formal learning as well and informal learning, but PDP is purely our own, sort of discipline where we can learn as we go along. That's our input.
Thank you very much, Rahat. This is, guys, you have covered the maximum of this part of the presentation. If we have Tinaloa to say something briefly different from the others or ask a question in the chat, so we can move on and carry on with our endeavor today. Tinaloa, go ahead. You're muted.
Thank you. I quickly wanted to add to what Dr. Rehat said there. For me personally, I had applied this to my own individual growth. So with my advanced HE application, I thought about my personal development and how my application would help advance my practice as an individual. So my PDP allowed me to create and chart my CDP. So understanding where I want to see myself in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now was one of the biggest things that helped me with my continuous professional development. So whether or not necessarily related, it helped me understand how to continue to develop and advance my career. But that was pretty much me understanding my PDP.
Thank you very much, and it's a very good understanding. Rukayat also has covered this. All the others have covered this point. Rukayat, you said time management, for example. You gave a very interesting example. If I learn how to manage my time in my career, I'm going to learn how to manage my time and give my activities, daily activities, a plan so I can manage or cope family life, private life, individual interests and identity with the career development. Briefly, this is what I wanted to conclude, but all of you have contributed in different ways and enriched this conversation. So if we move on, for example, I want to emphasize on the idea that I keep repeating in all our meetings and workshops about how to adapt, being highly flexible and adaptable without looking at things only from a negative perspective. Oh, they said that, she said that, they want to criticize me, my ego. That's going to be your downfall. That's going to be you sabotaging your advancement. You cannot advance or progress in your career or life without knowing that areas of improvement should be tackled positively, constructively. So this is why I emphasize on change. And next event, ESL, I'm leading in ESL with a guest speaker, is change. And it's an imperative. So that event is change. And I'd like you to take change as a step of enriching your lives and your careers. And it's a lie. You cannot advance in life without advancing in your career. And you cannot advance in your career without advancing in your personal growth and development. They feed each other. It's a holistic approach. So PDP, CPD, they are both heading towards your holistic approach towards your improvement, your development. So this is what I wanted to highlight. And if you have further insights, I'm happy to hear from you. For the moment, we'll go to EDI. Since the first week of my work, okay, in ESL, we've been talking, we were 2 new members of staff. The third one was James, but the first one was Alison and myself. We were talking about EDI in ESL. Where is EDI? And we've been fighting. Where is the team? Where can we do it in the whole institution? Now we have a well-being team. Student support is more advanced, guys. You need really here. I need Zaman to step in and tell you from ESL from 0 to today how much it changed and developed, because we knew the areas of weakness and we worked on them, and how we know these areas today of weakness and are working on them. So Zaman, are you still there? Sorry, I can't see everyone, but if you're there, please step in.
I'm here, dear.
Yes, please incite us, because it's very insightful to have someone who have witnessed ESL from 0 day to today and how fast the growth was. You remember I stepped in ESL in Holborn where there were limited. Thank you, Dr. Zama. So we have limited staff, and we've been struggling and pushing each other and fighting and wanting things to work. Me and Alison, we were champions in talking about EDI and how this will facilitate everything in a multinational environment like ESL. It will facilitate how we look at each other, how we understand each other, and how emotionally we support each other. So Dr. Zaman, give us your insight.
Thanks. Thanks for your a bit longer question, okay? However, this is very interesting to get experience from very early of ESL journey. You know that one we started with just 96 students, 120 students, and then out of them 96 were just finally we got. And from that first journey, and from today, if I just like to explain my share my experience, then I must say it's a significant, outstanding, outstanding growth or differences in every aspect, especially from 96 to last 21, I think 21 September, and now it is 24. And within these 3 years, I think, within these 3 years, less than 3 years, it has become more than 400% growth from 96 to 13,000 plus students at this moment, I think. And it's the big plan for us. And by next June, we are having nearly 20,000 students. However, but especially the significant differences come to the when Ian joined with us, and we see that the all institutional and organizational changes become, and formal institution, all the organs developed, and still it is developing. So that is the big differences here, and especially the training part. Elena has the great part she contributed here. And for some time, I also part of Elena. And then I also tried my level best to contribute here, especially in CPD part. And that's now I see this is the big differences here. And still, everybody is getting in a shape and a positions. And most importantly, everything getting formal. We are getting the formalities, so we are practicing all the institutional things.
Exactly.
Yeah? Thank you.
So we've been in working hard on how to say attracting the attention towards equality, diversity, and inclusion. It's never enough. We'll go deeper with this. We're going to work on EDI in TLA. So in TL mainly, that's my project. So my project is professional development in teaching and learning. And this aspect has to be highlighted and shown in your practices, in your applications. When you think in terms of answering the questions, always come back to this principle and include it, whether it is inclusivity, so you include people of different knowledge background, different age, different needs, differentiation in your teaching practice. Many ideas are coming from EDI. I can be really supportive to your applications and viewed very positively. So include it in your answers when you're answering the questions. So I don't need to conclude this part. I want to move on. Benefits of advanced HE. I'll be a little bit, I'll come back to this next time. So there is credibility, professional development, opportunity, access to network of peers and experts. You will get to these experts. You are seniors. Some of you, I can see you while I'm talking. You need to support the others and expand your career and expertise to cover junior lecturers. So I'll count on you, and we'll develop our, I have already my list of mentors, but I'd like you to step in more. And this is going to take shape when we have the official inauguration of the center, and have our project approved by the directors to specialize in areas where you can contribute most. So each one of you here today, please keep it in mind. And this is also reflected in your applications. Mentoring is another aspect where you can expand on networking, peer reviewing, mentoring. All these are expertise that can show your bold CVs. So all this is going to be covered another time. I wanted to go to requirements for individual applicants because it's more practical here, okay? Including qualifications, experience, and evidence of impact in teaching and learning. So this part, the first part about requirements for individual applicants. So this is important, and I'd like to go into details. So requirements for individual applicants. So when applying for advanced HE recognition, individual applicants must meet specific qualifications, demonstrate relevant experience, and provide evidence. Keep this provide evidence in your minds all the time. It's about the practice. Remember, this is why we created the Center for Academic Practice Development, because all in higher education is about the practice, evidence of what you are doing, of their impact in teaching and learning. And they are separate conversations. Teaching and learning are two separate conversations. Why, Anna? What's the difference between your approach to teaching and learning? How do you differentiate between the two when you talk about your practice?
Yeah, well, I love doing peer observation purely on a selfish level because I observe somebody else and steal ideas from them.
It's good.
So I learn from them. Yeah, so I learn from them and I see if it's, yeah. And again, this is what I was saying about being in an education institution. I love learning, hence the reason I am perhaps a teacher, but also I love professional developing. I walk out of my classes and I literally have a list of things that I'm going to do better next time because I've learnt. And again, that, you know, teaching and learning, it's, you know, like Elena said, it's two separate conversations.
Yeah, they are two separate conversations. Well done. Yeah, exactly. So when you talk about impact of your practice on teaching, means your skills as a teacher. The impact of your practice on learning is the experience of the learner, the student, which is the core of all our work. They are the first customers. They are the center of our attention. Whatever we give, we want them to learn and to learn properly, easily, accessibly, intelligently, creatively. So all these aspects, whatever I do to improve my own practice of teaching has to impact the experience of learning of the student. It's not about me. The best application I do is where I talk of what I'm doing to the students. It's the student, the center of my sentence. The student is the center of my practice. If you highlight this in your applications, you'll get it. If you talk about yourself and what you do just for you to learn as a teacher, it is positive, but it's not going to get you the best grades. The best grades is what I do as professional development and PDP and research and everything is to feed the learning, the experience of the student. You have always to link it to the learning. And if you do this, please write it down and use it. There are tricks. We call them tricks, but they are knowledge. So if you know how to use these elements of EDI and student-centered approach of teaching and learning, you get your you nail your application from the first submission. So, associate fellowship, requirement qualification, typically suited for early career academics, professional staff with teaching responsibilities, or individuals who support student learning. As you can see, student support academics can also do this, can apply for advanced HE recognition. So, here, please be humble. There are people who started teaching in the UK for 6 months, and then they say, I'm advanced, I'm senior, I'm going to the top straight away. I'm sorry to say, because myself, I had an international experience before the UK. So I can say this is not recognized, but you make it recognized by highlighting your practice in the context where you are. So some people have started now as associate lecturers, and they found themselves module leaders, double module leaders, because they are efficient, and the international application experience you have with you have a rich impact on your practice today. So please be humble sometimes. I have people who started teaching now, ever in their lives, and they want to be straight away senior because they are just module leaders. It doesn't experience is needed, guys. So know exactly what you need to apply for. So this is going to be shaped more and clearer when we see the content of the application. Okay, when we see the applications and the content of each one, you'll see by yourself that you fit into one more than the other. And it's not about copy paste from other applications or anything. It's about what you are doing, what was your practice is showing as evidence of your expertise. So, demonstrable experience in teaching or supporting learning in higher education or a similar context. Evidence of impact, you see evidence is everywhere. Examples of effective teaching practices or learning support. Reflective commentary on personal contributions to student learning. Evidence of engagement with appropriate professional values and practices. As you can see, these are just not to read. So if you see, for example, effective teaching practices, again, we have the practices and learning support. Okay, so always direct your practice towards students, supporting students' learning experience. It's not about you. Your job is the student learning. So whatever you do about your teaching, you turn it all together towards the students' experience of learning. Why am I doing this? Why am I acquiring this certificate? Why am I doing a PhD? Why did I include this and this and this approach? It's to improve the teaching, the learning experience of the student, and demonstrable. So you show by practice, by evidence. You give example of that. So evidence of engagement with appropriate professional values and practices. The evidence is from your experience. So your mentors or your senior colleagues can lead into this to listen to you and help you choose the right one. Otherwise, our workshops in the future will also support you in the process. Documentation of specific instances where teaching practices positively influence students' outcomes. So you have a documentation, something proven. It's not something that you invent theoretically. So you need evidence and proof, documented proof of your successful impact and influence. We'll go into the practice of all of these one by one in next sessions. But I'm afraid that today is the time is up. So we are having 6 minutes to conclude this, and we'll carry on next time with all of you. We'll carry on seeing this, and I'll include other stuff. If you have in the meantime questions or things you want to see next meeting, please include it in the chat, write it down. It's the place where I can see it. I'll read everything later, and I see what I have to tailor next time, tailor my training according to these questions and needs. And hopefully today I meet Ian as he agreed and get answers to your questions about financing this application. I aim at having financing between 100 to 50%. This is my aim. Now, I am not the budgeting person in ESL. It's well above my wages to decide, but that's my intention. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so thank you very, very much. Before concluding, I'd like you to ask any question or make any suggestion, and we'll end it in less than 5 minutes.
And then one thing I'd like to add, when Sai asked the question earlier on about, if anyone can review the work, I would say Advanced HEK recommends people should have their mentors.
Yes.
And mentors could be senior fellows already, and then they can, when they mentor, they can even review the work as well and give their own feedback, and the one can correct their work before submitting. So
Okay,
even if you
of
can't
course.
find any senior fellowship inside the thing, the organization, we can probably look at LinkedIn. I think any senior fellow would be very, very happy to support. And I come across LinkedIn, quite a few people. They generally offer to help me as well. If I needed help from them, they will mentor it. I think any senior fellow would be happy to support in general, I would say.
Fantastic. Thank you very, very much, Rahad, for your contribution and your suggestions. Also, please write down any needs and any questions. Yes, Richard, lovely to see you. You're muted, darling. Sorry.
Oh, blimey. Right, I got it now. All right, good to see you too. And thank you. I think it's been a very good, very insightful session that I've had. Mine is a suggestion. Basically, you mentioned that you're going to come back again, probably on this particular slide. When you look at the evidence of impact, it drives my mind towards student centricity, right? Everything should be focused more from the teaching end and the learning end, putting the student in the middle of the argument. That is awesome. Now, what I want to see is that when we come back again, if you can just focus a little bit more on tips, techniques, and tools on
Exactly.
student centricity, more of techniques, so that we can also be more
Exactly.
upgraded and upskilled in that area.
That's my
Thank
promise.
you.
And it's,
Awesome.
yeah, it's exactly, thank you, Richard. It's the plan of EmpowerMe, and I have said it in the start. I know you weren't there, but I'll repeat it. One of the three support that EmpowerMe project is giving to is this application, Advanced HE application, and it's going to go through 4 phases. The first one is introducing this application, why we are doing it, and this is today and next time. This is a regular meeting every week. We'll have anyone walking in using the same link, and we will carry on, build on this. I will introduce some evidence, good answer to question, a question where there is all what we need, evidence, student centrality, as you're saying, EDI, all these elements, other answers that are more or less good, and we'll be working together on the good answers. So, you know, by example, by practice, as you are asking, implementation of these theories. So what exactly shows this by writing? We are 1 minute to end. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you, Elena. Special thanks to Elena and Pacey for today's input. It's really very much helpful for the CPD and PDP both way. However, I would like to request Pacey to demonstrate a case required for the FHEF application in our next meeting. Is that okay?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, absolutely fine. I could share with you a couple of sample cases that Advanced HE have actually provided to us.
Next time.
Yeah, I'll
next
do
time
that.
I can also use my old. It's 2015 my fellowship, so I can. It was called Cadenza, so I can show also some application, my application, other applications. Any one of you who has an application in progress, don't worry. We by sharing, you improve and others improve. Please, let's work together in this. And Anna, we can also, Anna or Zaman or Richard, please think in terms of next times we're going to share the session. So you can have 20 minutes of the session or less or more to introduce something. So if you have any suggestion, just let me know so I organize my session and introduce it. But I'd like you all to participate. Any one of you, not only the ones I named. Just an example. And thank you very much. I have another meeting with my program leaders and course leaders coming. No, already started. Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye. See you next week.
Thank you much.
Thank you, Elena. See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.